Star Wars Celebration is not just for Star Wars. The company behind Star Wars, of course, is Lucasfilm, and but the other big property that belongs to Lucasfilm is it's not Howard the Duck, rather Indiana Jones. And Indiana Jones 5 is coming out, of course, being directed by the aforementioned James Mangold, who we were just talking about, who's also going to be directing now a Star Wars film. And the first trailer came out a bit ago, and I really liked the first trailer. Now, look, I have the same apprehensions that a lot of people do about the Indiana Jones franchise after Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and what have you, but still, they got James Mangold in to direct it. That made me have a lot of belief in it and a lot of faith in it. Harrison Ford legitimately sounds like he thinks the movie turned out great. And very rarely we hear him talk like that. So that was pretty encouraging to hear. That first trailer came out and it felt like Indy. It just felt like we were there with Indy. And now the new trailer has dropped for it. And we get more of a good look at Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
And
Mikkelsen
the villain, and we get a little bit of a better idea of the story. We get a clear look at the MacGuffin of the movie, like all that kind of stuff. And I will tell you what, at first I did not like the music choice of the trailer. Like, hoo-hoo, we got a little bit of Rolling Stones in there and whatever. Is that Rolling Stones?
Yeah.
It says,
Yeah.
Please me to hope you guess my name. Mm-hmm. I mean, a little bit of that. But then as they started to merge that, because then I realized, okay, they used that song to set the era. And it actually did it well. And then they slowly started to merge the classic John Williams Indiana Jones score in with that song. And I'm like, okay, I'm feeling it now. And then as the shots were jumping back and forth between different time eras and all that kind of stuff, I'll tell you what, it felt like Indy. I just, by the end of that trailer, I just felt like I was immersed in the world of Indiana Jones again. And I got to tell you, while I think my favorite trailer of the day still belongs to Ahsoka, I thought this was a terrific trailer for Indiana Jones. And I'm really stoked about it. I'm very excited about it. Anyway, Chris, you had a chance to see this trailer for Indiana Jones 5. What did you think about it?
Well, I wanted to ask everyone, too, is this the first time we've had pop music, so to speak, in an Indiana Jones trailer?
I think so, which is why it felt so off to me at first.
I mean, unless you count, isn't it Putting on the Ritz or whatever in part 2?
That's
but I mean,
true. But that
it
feels
still was in the era.
timely. Yeah.
So.
Which, I mean, makes sense because we have moved forward in time for this to have the Stones in there. But it was just very interesting to have that playing with this and then having that lovely score folded into the mix, which was great. This looks really, really fun, though. I'm excited about it. And I feel like Harrison Ford right now, I have been so happy with his interviews lately and just this zeal that he seems to have back for acting. I think a lot of that honestly comes from his work on Shrinking, which if you have not watched Shrinking, you have to.
It's one of the best things on TV right now.
He's going to get an Emmy nomination. He is brilliant on that show. I feel like for a while, though, we were just having a Harrison Ford who is an icon and is a tremendous actor. And I say this as somebody who respects him so much, but I do think was just kind of relaxed in his performances and relying on being Harrison Ford in stuff. And it feels like he's got this reinvigoration in his roles. And it's so fun to see. Like watching him in Shrinking, watching him in this, it feels like he is so in. And I'm really hoping that's what we're getting in this and it's not just a great edited trailer. But the action looks fun. Phoebe Waller-Bridge seems like a great addition here. It seems like they have a really great back and forth here as the godfather and goddaughter. I'm really looking forward to this. And I was somebody who going into it was kind of about it. And I come from a very big Indiana Jones home. My husband is a Crystal Skull apologist. He made Taylor watch it.
Yep.
You know, we had to have a whole viewing party with our friends about it.
No wonder he keeps apologizing for it.
He loves it. He loves it so much. He loves Indiana Jones. So he's been so excited this whole time. And I'm excited to finally get on that same level of hype as him.
I think, we were talking about the Ahsoka trailer. I said, the one big brilliant part about the Ahsoka trailer was they recognized a lot of criticism lately about, look, you got to have some Jedi stuff, and they loaded it with lightsabers. To me, I've said this a lot. I've said this a lot over the last couple of years. Indiana Jones is at his best when he's fighting Nazis. That's when Indiana Jones is at his best. Mm-hmm. Gotta be fighting Nazis. And that's why whenever the question comes up about, should they reboot Indiana Jones? Should they I'm always like, yeah, and take him back to fighting Nazis. That's what then Indiana Jones is firing all cylinders. You got Mads Mikkelsen, one of the great screen villains, at least screen villain performers. out there. Look at that. How great.
And I
don't
love
know
this poster.
who made that poster.
I love
Is that official?
Yeah, I think so.
If
And
that's official, that is one of the best movie posters I've seen in a long time.
I love that it's a throwback to that era.
To that
poster.
original Raiders of the Lost Ark poster. That's beautiful. I
Got
love
Boyd
the fact we
Holbrook
got
in there too, who's
What's that?
amazing. Boyd Holbrook, who
Oh,
was
yeah.
in Logan, who was in Narcos. I'm so excited for him.
and he was in Logan. And of course we got John Rhys Davies in there, of course, saying Indy. Like it again, just having him on screen saying Indy, it just makes you feel like you're right back in the engine. Look, I don't know. I've said for a long time, I think this movie's gonna be huge at the box office, but I've had a lot of people push back on me on that, saying, listen, John, this is a different era. Like the Indiana Jones movies from a different era. You've got a lot of people who are a part of the movie going audience now that were not born when Indiana Jones came out. They've never watched the Indiana Jones movies. It's not actually going to be that big. Now, look, I'm not saying Indiana Jones 5 is going to be a $1.5 billion film. I'm not even necessarily saying it's going to join the $1 billion club. But I don't know. Every time I've been in a movie theater over the past couple of months where the Indiana Jones movie trailer is played, and this has only been my experience, it may not be your experience, but every time I've been in a movie theater where the Indiana Jones trailer's played, it's gotten a big pop from the audience. Everyone I've been in. So I think this is going to be really, really good. Anyway, guys, question is for you. Did you have a chance to watch this Indiana Jones trailer? If so, what did you think about it? The good, the bad, the ugly, you excited about it, not excited about it? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. We want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip the trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. And that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. And there's no worries if you're not a pro in the kitchen. HelloFresh's foolproof recipes arrive pre-portioned and easy to prepare in just a few steps. You'll be feeling like Gordon frickin' Ramsay in no time. And guys, look, we're always looking for more ways to save money. HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% cheaper than takeout. I've told you guys before, Ann and I love using HelloFresh. Not only is it really easy to put together fantastic looking and tasting meals, but it's also a lot of fun, and you get this really great sense of accomplishment when you're looking at this prepared dish that you've made with your own hands. So go to HelloFresh.com/Campea50 and use the code Campea50 for 50% off, plus your first box ships free. That's HelloFresh.com/Campea50 and using the promo code Campea50 for 50% off your first box ships free. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.